Some people are saying that Dark Souls 2 is good, and something just felt wrong when they said that. It's like complimenting bland soup with no salt. Now hang on, let me explain first. I know for some of you this is your first game, or first Souls-like, or maybe this is the first time turning your computer on. But for everyone else, this game was forgettable. Why? Well, you're fighting knights and humanoids and 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 occasionally some uninspired version of a mythology, or something that has already been done before. That's not because the enemies themselves look boring, they're pretty normal looking. But see here, that's exactly what's wrong with it. The core problem of Dark Souls 2 lies in its world. It felt like a bunch of ideas were thrown in a salad bowl and then tossed around without care, or without that special Miyazaki sauce. They look pretty on the outside, sure. But in most areas, you're gonna explore something made by a Minecraft kid who watched Takeshi's Castle just once. I mean, what the hell is this place? What is this? What? Why am I being forced to walk into the back rooms after each big boss? Not only does the world not make any geological or architectural sense, there was barely any innovation made. And that shit is important. It influences what enemies and obstacles you face. Take Silent Hill 1 for example. You play in a ghost town, a very simple concept. But what the hell is this? Holy shit, what is happening? Now look at the ghost area in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3, Dragonland but Buddhism. Dark Souls 2 is just a big dragon on a mountain, and you're fighting in a huge circle. It's not bad, but that's the point. The whole world is just not bad in Dark Souls 2. You see, a game's world plays a huge part of any adventure you're going through, and Dark Souls 2 felt like it's full of knockoff concepts with small insignificant twists, like the headless Medusa, and the chariot, and the spider, and Diablo, and this dude who came from Silent Hill. Except for the frog. Yeah, that was a pretty cool frog. Not only were they uninspired, some of the bosses were just copied and pasted from the previous titles. Ornstein and Smough. Ornstein. Armored Spider in Demon Souls. Armored Spider in Dark Souls 2. Like a wise philosopher once said, presentation. Dark Souls 2 is a game, but not a super one. Wait, what? But you get what I mean. See, Dark Souls 2 and all the other Souls games is hard, but which one is more rewarding? Which one is more fulfilling to conquer? So many of us want to beat a hard game, but we're forgetting that hardship is only one vegetable in the salad bowl. The soundtrack, the world, the scenarios you encounter, the people you meet, the movement of the enemy, and the reason why they're fighting you. What's the reason why this prisoner is fighting you? Oh yeah, a scorpion stabbed its eye, but it's like a magic scorpion and now he's angry. Wow, okay. But most important of them all, the secret sauce in any good games, movies, books, and whatever, is the message. You see, when a person tells you a story, they're not telling you one just to entertain you. They have some important life lessons to teach you as well. In Demon Souls, the message is about persevering through hardship and not losing your way. In Dark Souls 1, it's about not blindly following a path laid out by someone else, and try to use your head. Bloodborne is to see and go beyond normal convention. Dark Souls 3 let the old ways die and allow new paths to open up. In Elden Ring, the message is to make a better ending for Game of Thrones, you asshole. What sort of message was Dark Souls 2? Let the cycle repeat? Just suffer? LOL? That's completely off-base. What happened to the positive mentality? Okay, you know what, I'm getting off track here. I'll stop being a negative asshole. I'll be more serious now, promise. It's just that so many of us think that if it's fun, then it doesn't matter. But a lot of things can be fun in life, and not many of them will stand out in your memory. Presentation, creativity, ingenuity, and a somewhat understandable world. Those things are what we crave for in any forms of media. And I think a lot of us can agree that Dark Souls 2's world design was a major step down from the other entries. What most players are worried about, including myself, is that if they go for the gameplay only route, it'll end up as an over-milk series like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed. The world created didn't matter, and so did the games. Some of you might say that PvP is the main point of Dark Souls 2, and that was true for its time. But assuming From Software releases a better Souls PvP game in the future, not much value is left in Dark Souls 2. The game isn't good, but it's not bad or average. It's satisfying to play, but easily forgettable, which is weird for a game series known for being memorable. The drop in quality was like fine dining to fast food, a product instead of a passion. And if we were to carelessly call these types of games good or bad, it could negatively influence the future of games and spell the death of creativity, all for the sake of short fun. But maybe I'm overthinking things. We're all entitled to our own beliefs after all. And I kinda understand the new guys coming into the series. My first Mega Man X game, for example, was Mega Man X6. That was the worst one, and I still loved it. So perhaps fond memories are purely based off first impressions, and maybe that's why From Software strives to make each world created feel so different and new. And if that's the case, maybe we should be nicer to the people who likes Dark Souls 2. It's a new experience for them after all. But I'm not gonna lie, it's fun to mock them.